Hi there folks, today I'm going to do a quick tabletop review of the Victorinox Evogrip 10. Its current price is £33, which is $42. I got this price from Heine Haints, although prices may vary. Its weight is 59 grams, which is 2.8 ounces. It's got a 6cm stainless blade, which is 2.36 inches. Its blade thickness is 0.13 centimetres. Right, so first of all, let's get the tools out and have a look at them. Now I'm going to compare them to the Alox Cadet and also the Alox Pioneer, because they are similar priced. So I think that would be a fair comparison. Right, so here's the tools, let's go through them. First I'll show you the blade. Now if you just look there, I don't like that, I don't think that's too good. So I'm going to compare it now to something that's virtually the same size, and that's the Cadet. Right, now this is the Cadet. So it's not perfect, but this is better. Let's do a side by side of them. So as you can see, quite clearly, the Cadet is substantially thinner. It has virtually the same tools. The only thing it's really missing is it doesn't have this awl and it doesn't have this screwdriver, but it's got everything else. Now, the thickness. Let me just put these tools away for this, because I don't want to stab myself, because that wouldn't be very nice. The thickness is 15mm, so that's pretty thick. Let's compare that to the Pioneer. So, as you can see, the Pioneer is slightly longer, but it is thinner. And I can tell you, it makes a big difference in the pocket. My opinion is, for me personally, if I wanted this sort of lineup of tools, I personally would probably opt for the Cadet, because its blade is thicker, its lineup is better, and it's cheaper. I've just priced this up at £27 on Prime, so that's gonna, if I order that now, it's gonna come tomorrow. So that's quite a good saving really. So £27 versus 33. Now, to be honest, with these Evogrips, in the hand, it's not much different to the original models, which are just plain red. So it's a bit of an extra price to pay for some rubberized finish. I mean, I'm doing that with my fingernail as well, so that just goes to show. I mean, that's cosmetically marking it. That just goes to show it's not very robust. Quite frankly, if I wanted to pay something the same price, the Farmer is exactly the same. Now I'm going to show you the Farmer. At first I'm just going to get it out of my little EDC pouch. I'll show you guys this at a later date. It was £3, well just under £3 at £2.80 from China. I think it's a Maxpedition clone, but it is quite different, so I'm not going to just call it that, because it's not copied directly. As you can see, it's got like a molly attachment system, but it's compatible with a normal belt, a military belt, bags, you name it. So this is the Pioneer. I shall move that to one side, move the Cadet to one side. Thickness wise, it's very similar to the Farmer. Now the Farmer is the same price. As you can see, it's a little longer. I'd call that 9mm. I'd say that's a very good guess as well. Looking at me tape measure, that's right. Now the Farmer is substantially better for a lot of different reasons. It's got a saw, which is a biggie for me because I like camping and bushcrafting. So what would that mean? If you was to saw halfway through a log, so basically whatever log this saw can get through on here, let's just show you. Oh, right, whatever log this saw can get through, as long as it can get to the halfway point of that log, if you smack it on the corner, what it does is it splits the log straight down there. So effectively, you can split some quite substantial logs just using this. I learnt that from Felix Imler, if you look him up on YouTube. Quite an interesting technique, and it's new to me. I mean, I use an axe to split things, but to think that you can split quite substantial logs with a little Swiss Army knife is really quite good. So, my thoughts on this. I bought this, I think this is the first Swiss Army knife I bought. Apart from many years ago, I bought the standard Swiss Army knife. I can't remember which model. I lost it. This commands a more premium price for Swiss Army knife, Victorinox. And I personally wouldn't buy it when you can get the Cadet at £27.40 sterling, and that's with Prime. It's identical in weight, a lot thinner. It doesn't have tweezers and things like that, but to be fair, you don't really use them that much. And maybe at a push, you could still get a crosshead screw out with, that's a bit of lubricant to lubricate the blades. You could still get a screw out with your can opener. That can. So you're not really gaining much of an advantage. There's a pair of tweezers, but you don't really use tweezers a lot unless you're a woman, and a woman may carry tweezers anyway, so we're gaining no advantage. The other point is we have the toothpick. If you want a toothpick, you can pick one of them up, as I previously reviewed. They're not a lot of money, and it functions much better. So if you're EDC gear, I don't like this, I'm not gonna lie. For the price, it feels more cheap. I have got some, as I've just demonstrated, if I scratch this with my thumb, look, that scuffed the rubber as well, not just my nail. That's actually scuffing the rubber. And as you can see, ever so slightly in the light, there's all little dinks all over that. See if I can find some more. Now, I can tell you, this has probably been in my pocket once or twice. What would I recommend these Swiss Army knives for? I'd recommend carrying these, maybe say for an office job, or your Farmer and your Pioneer make a good backup. Now, I typically take my Farmer with me everywhere. This lives in my EDC pack. If I was to go camping, I use this as my clean knife, so I use it for food basically. If I'm cooking some sausages or whatever and I want to cut them up, I'll use this. I'll use my other knives for camping tasks, so I don't have to clean it. It saved me a lot of problems. Now, I've bashed this really hard and dropped it. Basically, it stands up to a lot of hard use. As you can see, there's only mild cosmetic scuffs on there. Now, I carry this either in my back pocket, with this attached to my pocket so it can't go, so it can't be lost, because I always think these sorts of knives can fall out. I always carry it as a backup personally. You could, quite comfortably, carry this virtually wherever you want. I'd possibly say that maybe if I lived in a more built up area, I maybe would opt for that for my primary carry, because it says in the legislation itself a Swiss Army knife as an example, so I don't really think you're going to be getting yourself into any trouble with this at all. I'm not a lawyer, but it clearly says you can have this in the legislation, so it's a good option. I wouldn't recommend this unless they make it cheaper, because £33 you can get The Farmer, £1 more. This is on Heine Haints at 34 or 35 pounds sterling, I believe. So that's £1. You get a lot more bang for your buck with that. A lot more. It's just not even comparable. Literally, not even comparable. If you wanted similar sort of tools to this, but for less money, a more sensible price, you've got the Cadet. These have a big following. They're aimed at like scouts and cadets and stuff. As you can see, it's ever so slim, literally. Let's just get this out. As you can see, it's ever so thin. It is bob on ½ an inch. So it's nothing. Quality wise, it's in a different league by comparison to that Evo. I'm going to compare the blades as well, because obviously if you're carrying it as your primary carry, nothing else, that's going to matter. So as you can see, look at the thickness difference there. It's substantial, truly. Now I'm just going to line them up identically. Lengthwise, the Evogrip, has a millimetre of advantage on it. It has a bigger belly as well. I don't think there's enough in that. I think the Cadet will win that, hands down. Cheaper, smaller in the pocket. You don't even know this is there, to be honest. I personally prefer the Pioneer, but... So all in all, I wouldn't really recommend these. They cost more than its comparisons in aluminium, or aluminum for the Americans. So I would personally spend my money on a Farmer. It's a tiny bit longer, it's quite a bit heavier. I dare say this will last a lifetime. You can get one of these clips for about £2 on eBay. They're from China. I've carried these for over a year. As you can see, I'm twanging it. It's not damaging its shape. I've carried it for a year, as I previously mentioned, and it's working just fine. So I'm not going to slate that, because for £2, I can't slate it. It wouldn't be right. So I would compare directly size. Yeah, definitely. I would compare these to the Cadet. So I'd save me money and get the Cadet. Or if you want to pay £1 more, you'll get one that'll do everything, the Farmer. It's a little thicker in the pocket than the Cadet. It's still thinner than the Evo. It's a bit heavier, but I don't mind that. So I would recommend, personally, not buying the Evogrip. It's substandard in quality. It cosmetically damages substantially easier, and it feels a bit toy-like, to be honest, when you can get one of the Alox series, which feels like a heavy-duty piece of equipment. You can get them lighter, and you can get them cheaper. It's better grip. That's a big one. Sorry we missed that. The grip is literally, it's got stippling all over it. It is solid in the hand. I'm literally trying. I've got quite a sweaty hand. I'm trying to pull that out, and it is going nowhere. This, to say it's called the Evogrip, the grips are cheap. They're just like little rubberized stick-on grips. They may be glued on with a good quality glue. I don't deny that. It's slightly shaped, but it's substandard by comparison. So all in all, I don't recommend getting one. That's my opinion. Everyone's got a difference of opinion, but thanks for watching, and thanks for your time.